Hey guys, I'm Will Perrin, and today I'm going to show you how to install our JL Premium sliders. Let's get these bad boys on. First step is to remove the factory Rubicon rails if you have them. If you don't need to. This Jeep does not, so let's jump into the install. The next step is to remove the factory transmission skid plate using an 18mm socket. If you're not running our skid plate, save this because we'll reinstall it later. Next step, if you have jack stands, you can use those to rest the slider on, and you can usually do the install by yourself. If not, grab 2 or 3 friends so you can hold them up and bolt them on. Next step is to put on the edging. It helps keep debris going in between the slider and the body. It's not necessary to put on, but we're going to use it today. On this edging, there's a rib on the inside. That needs to go on the bottom side of the slider. So make sure you install this ribbing on the bottom side. Next step, we're going to bench press the slider into place. Using the M12 bolt, we're going to bolt it into the frame and hold the slider in place until we can get the rest of the bolts in. The next step, we're going to reinstall the nuts on the body mount studs to fully bolt up the slider in the back. Using the factory bolt that came out of the transmission skid, we're going to use it to thread into the bottom of the slider and suck the slider up into position. Then we're going to use our flag nut and the 1/2-inch bolt that's supplied in the hardware kit to fully bolt up the slider in the front. And then we will pull out the factory bolt so we can put back on the transmission skid plate. Fully tighten the bolt in the front, and then go and tighten the bolt in the rear on the bottom of the frame, and then we'll come back and take this bolt out so we can reinstall the transmission crossmember. In the hardware kit, you'll have a countersink bolt and a countersink washer. We're going to thread this through the frame and into the slider. Install the countersink bolt into the second smaller hole on the side of the frame, going over the exhaust. Use a 7/32 Allen wrench to fully tighten that bolt. This crossmember does not go back on until after we install the passenger side and driver side sliders. Then you can put this back on. Using 11 of the 3/8 countersunk bolts, install the slider skid plate. Now that we got the driver's side done, hold off on putting on the transmission skid plate. Let's jump to the passenger side. The passenger side's a little bit different from the driver's side install. We have to drill 2 holes in the side of the frame using our frame template drill plate. Using our template, we're going to mark the 2 holes, center punch them, and drill them. Let's get started. Using the 3 holes in the template plate, line them up with the 3 holes on the frame. Using a center punch and hammer, center punch your Sharpie marks so you can accurately drill the holes. Using a drill and a 1/2-inch drill bit, drill the 2 center punch holes on your frame to install the riv nuts. But first, we need safety glasses. Safety's first when using power tools. Using the supplied riv nut tool, we're going to install the riv nuts into the side of the frame so we can install the passenger side slider. Now that we got the riv nuts installed, we just need to remove this bolt from the gas tank skid. After we remove that, everything else is the same as the driver's side install to get the slider on. Let's get this bad boy on and get this wrapped up. Now that we've finished the install on the passenger side, the last step is to install the factory crossmember. If you're reusing the factory transmission crossmember, you'll use these 2 spacers out on the frame bolts. If you're using your skid plate, you do not need these spacers. That's it for the JL slider install video. If you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Comment down below with any questions. I'm out.